Hey everybody, Bob Paskins here. Let's get ready for another 2-minute motivational drill. This week we've been talking about the power of mentoring and mentorship. Going off of a John Maxwell saying, which is, it's hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. So yesterday we talked about the reasons why it's a good idea to have a mentor. Today, and for the rest of this session, wanted to talk about what it would be like to properly find a mentor. Today, we'd like to discuss the topic of availability. And when I speak about availability and availability of a mentor, it's two different avenues. The first one is about time, and then the second one is about pace. When it comes to time, you need to find someone who'd be able to mentor you on a similar timetable as what you need. So if you're looking to need mentorship on a weekly basis or monthly or quarterly basis, you need to find a mentor who has that type of availability. If you need every week mentoring, but they can only mentor you once a quarter, it's not going to work. Similarly, you have to make sure that these dates are concrete for both of you and that neither party are really able to get out of those. I've been in those relationships before where you look and great, we're going to meet next Tuesday. Well, next Tuesday gets rescheduled to next Thursday. And then something comes up and then we go for the following week and then something comes up and that just keeps getting pushed out and out and out and out. You need to find good concrete days that both parties agree upon in order to really have a successful mentoring relationship. The second part of availability is pace. What is best for you is to find someone who's just maybe a few steps out in front of you. Reminds me of a story. When I was starting one of my companies, there was a young recruit, and he was right out of college, and he was starting with me. And the first day one, I give it to the kid because he had a lot of gumption. He went up to the CEO and said, Mr. CEO, I would love it if you would be able to mentor me every week. Well, the CEO smiled wryly and basically said that he would not be a good mentor. The truth was the CEO was looking at a whole different area of problems and circumstances versus the new recruit. In fact, that what the CEO wouldn't be able to mentor him on was not what the new recruit actually needed. What the new recruit needed was someone who would just be a couple of steps ahead in the game. It kind of reminds me of a story that happened back when we were in San Francisco. We had a really good friend whose name was Randy, and he loved cooking for people. In fact, his meals weren't just meals, they were events. You probably know of certain people who are the exact same way, who think about every single detail of the meal. Well, I know we were having dinner on Saturday, so I called him up and said, hey Randy, let's discuss dinner. And before I could get dinner out of my mouth, he was going, 100 miles an hour. Basically saying, you know what, he's going to have a flank steak. And he's going to use a cherry a cherry sauce on top of this to be able to really bring out the flavor. But not only was he going to use the cherry sauce there, he was going to use it with the potatoes as well to bring that into place. And then from there, kind of keeping cherries as a theme, he wanted to make sure that the salad dressing was to match this as well. Now, his problem, as he kept going, was trying to find the right wine that would be jammy enough but not overpowering. Something that could work with all of his cherry theme, but also work with the chocolate cake. And he went on and on and on and on for about 5 minutes. And he said, well, what do you think? Well, my response to him was, Randy, that sounds great. But when I asked about dinner, I asked, what time is dinner going to be? See, he missed the whole point. He was a few steps ahead of where I wanted to be. I thought it was great that we're going to have this wonderful meal, and I'm sure it was going to be fantastic. But that's not what I needed at the moment. All I needed at the moment was what time dinner was and what time he would want me to show up. I think with mentoring relationships, that's the important piece of the pace of availability, is finding out when, where they are, just a couple of steps ahead of you, because those are the best guides. So that's my encouragement. When it comes to availability, make sure you find someone who has availability as far as time and then availability as far as properly being able to pace you so you're able to hit your next goals. And as my encouragement for you this whole week, I encourage you to go out and to find a mentor, as well as to pay it forward and to find someone to mentor yourself. So this is Bob Paskins with the 2-minute motivational drill, encouraging you to engage in light, to let your light shine, and to be a champ. Thanks, everybody.